Okay, we're recording. So I gotta turn the fan off. It's hot, but I'll turn the aircon down lower. The fan blows into the mic, causes all kinds of problems. I haven't made a video in like months or years. I can't even tell. Not like out of fun anyway. I'm trying to cheer myself up. Okay, so maybe the pandemic is like kind of over. The pandemic. Kinda, a little bit. Just can't confirm. But yeah, no, I haven't. This will be the first video I put up on UDEMY since like. There's probably something up there. I probably did something over all this time. I mean, it's been 2 years, but it was yeah, that kind of destroyed my life. Like a lot of other people, I had 2 part-time jobs. I was working pretty much full-time, making good money and all that stuff, and the pandemic came and I lost all that. And then even when it started to wind down, it didn't help matters much because I was just in such a bad state. So anyway, now I'm here doing this. This is this is Poseidon, Lord of the Sea, God of the Sea. Right now, I'll just do a little cleanup work while I'm talking. So these little things like this don't need to be there, and things like you never need black lines anywhere at all ever. So get rid of that. It was just a sloppy sketch, and I started filling it in, and didn't put much thought into it. I was more excited about getting some colors in there because I had this grand scheme of an idea where, like, you see, well, if I hide this, you can really see it there. If I hide these layers, that this is what I was hungry for, getting some of that detailed. Like, I wanted to see if I could do that. I saw another guy's art. I knew I was planning on doing Poseidon next, and I saw another guy's art on Deviant Art, someone I follow, and he had this like really awesome like display of like colors and clouds and galaxies, and I was like, that's what I want. Now, I'm not stealing anyone's style. I can't do what he did, but can I get that same kind of feeling, that same kind of mood and the colors? I don't know what you'd call it really. Same kind of something. I was trying to smooth this line out here. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, anyway, that was my goal. I just did a sloppy sketch, and I always sketch really sloppy, to be honest. You know, this is something I do. Not the most efficient thing in the world, and some of this I don't even have to do. I'm just looking for an excuse to get warmed up on the microphone here and do something, so I'm just doing this. Because technically speaking, well, this part I do have to do. I'm gonna have to detail this road, but like for his skin and a bunch of other areas, if they have any black marks, that's gonna be covered up with texture anyway, so don't have to worry too much. So, has some problems with Reddit. My favorite subreddit, which is Greek mythology, because I put up these Greek mythology things up there. They kind of like something went wrong. I just posted as I usually do, and I put up a link for my latest illustration because I thought they'd really like it, and so I put up a link to where they could buy a print of it, and that got well, it got like the spam bot removed it or something. I was like, okay, fine. So I messaged the mods before I got a message, because of Reddit is like really like, I don't know, they just, the way they do things is really bad, or it's just not useful, not helpful for me in that situation. Like once you get a mark of like, oh, you're spam, it was like I couldn't post anything after that. And all I did was post the same stuff I normally do. It's like, here's the art, and here's a link to my website. The only thing I did different this time was to add the link to the prints. So is that legal? I mean, I'm a digital artist trying to get exposure, make a little money. You see other people doing it all the time, right? I don't know. So I decided not to message the mods again. I'll just let it go and try again later with the next illustration. I tried 2 times to re-upload that illustration and it would just like not process. So finally I was like, forget it. She's a little upset about that. Wasn't very happy. And now I'm doing this. This will look really good eventually. So I smooth it out. It's kind of like traditional painting, so you get all those little grooves and marks in there. Eventually, not right now. So that blue has to be in there because that's hopefully representative of the blue from the ocean reflecting upwards. Although in some spots it doesn't, maybe it's a little exaggerated. Let me see, smooth it out a bit. Okay. I have an idea at this moment of the sunlight coming, hitting these certain spots right here, 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 all in a chain. So come out around here, and if that's true, I'll get a lighter spot here for no reason. You know, you can say things like, "Well, technically, there's no sun coming there." It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Oh, the dynamics are off. No wonder this feels funny. Let me go back. None of that matters. What matters is that it looks good. If you look at any good illustration, and I mean, you know, the truth is you have to have good lighting and stuff, yeah. I'm not saying don't have good lighting. But if you look at a lot of like really just awesome illustrations, it's not necessarily that the lighting is perfect all the time. Sometimes it just has to be good. I don't know what that means really, but oh well. See, after I zoom in like this, and I zoom out, I realize it didn't look how I thought it looked. That's good. Right. Just have it look a little bit realistic. Again, being realistic is not like always the thing. It's nice. It's very popular these days, being realistic. Am I on the right layer? Yeah. Okay. It's a tough angle. See that black line right there? Zip. You might not see it. I might not see it, but somebody is going to see it. So I got to get rid of that. God forbid we make a print. It goes out the print. You don't see a lot of stuff. Oh, muscle texture right here, I think. You don't see a lot of stuff. Where should... I wish I had muscular arms myself. Where should a muscle come? Like around here, like this, I think. Yeah. That could be wrong, but oh well. That was me. So then, like, what was I saying? I forget. That's all. I wasn't saying it. I was saying, oh yeah, if you go to print, it's not good. Even like on a computer, if you zoom in, like what you see when you print, if I were to print this out, even like really small, you'd look at this on a screen and say, well, that looks, you know, let's just say it looked okay. But then you zoom in and you start to see all this kind of stuff, and it's like, nah, that's not good. Can't do that. I have some reference up here for, right, I want this kind of thing. No, not like that. The idea is that Poseidon is often portrayed with the loosely draped, you know, the loincloth, whatever you call it, around his shoulder. So I figure since he's often portrayed like that, I'll do kind of something similar. But this, it looks too organized. I want it to be, how should it be? You know what? Let's just cover the whole thing up. Can I start from scratch? Because that looks like, I don't know, he's doing laundry. It's too perfect. I want something more like, have it coming out here and going down there. Okay. And we'll draw some lines so it'll be like, gotta use my imagination here. This is going here, and then down, and up and down again. So come over here, once more, twice more, what we're looking for is folds. There's folds in there, up and down and around. That's good. Okay. So, if that didn't make any sense, let me draw it in a bit. You'll see real soon. Draw this in here. So on the bottom here, that's a fold, and a fold, and a fold on here, here, here. Okay. Now we can get a little bit painterly with it. Now go back to the low opacity. This will go, again, up. No, that's not right. Lost my color. And I want it to be flowing a little bit up, down, up, right? So it's not perfect. Up, down, over. It's windy. Kind of like that. Right. And then we go in here. A little bit darker. Then you can see it's a little bit random and foldy. Maybe around here a little bit. Get this. Like that. Right. That's exactly, not exactly, but a lot more kind of what I was going for. This here is very good. I like there's some random stuff going here. So you see all these little nooks and crannies, right? You get in there and do some random stuff and move it around a bit. Over here, that's how you get it look like real fabric. You take advantage of all those little changes, right? Little light is splashing over here. Right now I can grab that color, grab this color, smooth it out a bit. A little bit over here, over there. That looks good. Something like that. And that will eventually look a little bit better. Now let's draw a line. This is, because doesn't look very clear. Maybe I need a black line. Let's say this is going up around here, down here. This one goes like this. So that's a line of the end of the fabric, the bottom. Then this one goes up, and it seems to be going. Can it tuck back in a little bit? Let's see. Tucks in like this. This, right? Okay. Then there's a lot of junk in there too. Okay. And then I can kind of highlight the outside of this. And just a little bit out here and out there. Right. That's way too strong. A little bit of sun sneaking through over here and over here. That's it. Okay. Smooth this out a bit. Okay. Yeah. This one looks like it's coming down too perfect, too straight. So curve in and then out over here. All right. Get it very dark over here. And that's coming out like this. Okay. That ought to work. I use this white. Slightly lighter. Wrong thing. Right over here. Kind of give it a contour so I can see where it is later. I'll come back and detail that later. Right. And this one. Also give it some curves. It's a little too perfect. This one can even come out, pop out a little bit like that and go back. Right. That'll be fixed up later. For now, it's good. There's something weird about it. I don't even know how to put this into words, but it doesn't look like fabric, right? Those wrinkles don't look natural at all. So, but I'll just have to work on it. For now, I'm just getting the basic shape of everything. And if it doesn't look perfectly realistic, I mean, I don't know. As long as it's recognizable, I'm good to start. Learn something new every time. Working on a children's book now. And that project will be done soon, I believe. So, Papi Porque. That was a project. It should have been done like a year, 2 years ago. Started during the pandemic. We kind of split ways after a while. He he was upset about something, I'm not sure. And then he came back. And he said he wanted more stuff done. I don't know what happened. I guess he was sick or something. But he kind of, not necessarily disappeared. But he's always hard to get in touch with anyway. So, I'll just leave that at that. Some more color in here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, because his head's far away from us. We should say like he's like a mile away. Or not a mile, but you know, like many stories high, because he's a giant god in the sea. So you get the old dodge brush out here. Make his eyes glow a bit more. Yeah, that always works. You want to do too much. You don't want to exaggerate. Also, the ocean is reflecting sun and light off of here. So a little bit of this. Oh god, kids are screaming. That's another reason I'm doing this warm-up, because they're going to be screaming. Okay. Thumbnail for a god. Is that what a god's thumbnail looks like? Oh god, they're going to start fighting now. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. And we're back, I think. Maybe. Is this thing on? Is it working? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. The kids are screaming. They're playing tickle games or something. That's fine. But, you know, can't be screaming all day. Now, a part of the thing here with the, with the texture, oh, they're still going down there, is, something like this, right? You get this stuff. You never want this in your illustration. You just smooth it out. And, you know, there's a lot of ways to go about that. You can get like a brush with a texture. I keep getting the wrong one. I keep looking for the chalk. Where is the chalk? Is this chalk? No. So I'm looking for... Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Hopefully that didn't blow in the mic too much. Chalk. Right, so which one is it? Every time I look for it, I can't... There it is, right here. Is that the chalk? Yeah. There's chalk 1, chalk 2. Okay. So I can remember that. It's right next to cell. Okay. So the chalk, if you put it on... I made my own, you know, dynamics called random angle, so it spins while I'm drawing, and then apply a little bit of jitter, so it bounces around a bit. Well, that's a lot, but the point is you can get some texture. Is this working? Yeah. Oh no, that amount jumped up tiny little bit. That's good. So choose a color you need. You're gonna small, and this way, so you get more texture out of there. It's kind of what you want. And turn the opacity down a bit. Something like that. Right. And that is kind of what you want right there. You want it to be like that. So when you zoom in, it doesn't look like digital, you know, brush strokes. It's kind of more smoothed out. Zoom out. Yeah. That's kind of how it should look. It's supposed to be dark here in the front for that dynamic effect. So that's what they call what's the name of that again? Somebody said, rim lighting, right? So you can see on the outside around his body, there's kind of like a contour, kind of a halo goes around There's a Jim Gurney called it a halo. I don't have that book, it's back in America, but something like this. So the light's coming from behind and around, and then you get, you know, sort of a halo effect. Now there's 2 or 3 good things about that. It's not just, you know, like a fancy trick. One, it makes it easier on your eye to find the contour, and people like contours. People like silhouettes. They like contours, right? So you want to do only contour drawing or only a silhouette, like that can be really cool. You can get like a detective noir kind of feeling. So imagine you have that and you have the detail at the same time. That's kind of what I feel like we're achieving with the rim lighting. And you can do something like behind here. Let's see if I get a big brush. Turn the opacity down and kind of like put some light glowing behind him like that. So that makes him stand out a lot. I'm not going to do that right now. I might do it later. You know, kids, you just tell them once to be quiet and they always listen. They're so obedient. That was sarcasm. So that's just a reminder what I'm going to do with that there. I'm going to be smoothing out all these lines around here. And as of now, I'm enjoying this. Oh, turn the opacity up. This special brush I just set up. I just set up. I just shut up. I just set it up. Okay, got it. I can speak. And a little bit of this. So I have some, a little bit of light coming around here. Muscles should be going this way. And over here, over there. It'll be there or it won't. Also, in areas like this, I've always found it really useful to add some red. A little bit. Here and there. It just makes it feel a bit human. You know, like the blood and blushing. And people are predominantly orange. Even dark-skinned people. But a little bit of red here and there. Like particularly, you know, on cheeks and stuff like that. Just adds a little something something. You don't want too much though. You just splash a little red around, then you cover it back up, so it's like on a layer beneath. Get a little translucency. Now these muscles look way too defined. So bring it down a little bit. So much definition over here, but not so much over there. Just smooth it out a bit. See, a little bit of blue remaining in there is okay. Same over here. I can have a little bit of blue, and it should get darker before it gets to that reflective light. So a little bit darker over here. Right, so that's all correct. And you see, I guess from a distance, kind of looks okay. Going to flip the canvas. Right, not too bad, not too bad. Not great, but okay. Now his body's in a position so that like some weight is being shifted, and that means some fat and muscle can be moving around here, like this. And you see these clearly, these two like blue spots there that are meant to be reflecting some ocean light. Obviously they look like, you know, like little perfect pen strokes, so that's not good. Flesh those out a little bit. A little bit of definition, get some colors, and make some of those muscle fibers pop. So not just one big, what do you call it, like just one big round bulbous kind of shoulder. Alright, good. Coming along. Look at that. Not so much effort at all. And now that I've done that, and it is coming along, you can see clearly that this looks really funny. Where should his shoulder kind of be? That's better, but not like that. You know what I could do is probably mostly just crop off with a collarbone here, and that can go kind of still where it is, but come down a little bit, and the shoulder should probably start from a little bit further up. Yeah, maybe not. I'll leave it like that for now anyway. Something I really want to do is get in here. Should I keep using this brush? And there's a specific reason I got this here. I want to make it like this, the beard. So, how to do that? You can see I kind of fleshed it out a little bit already. So it's going to be veiny. So I use a regular kind of soft brush here. And use some lighter lines to, let's say one at a time. So here's one. I don't know what to call them, like little patches, little squigglies. Do one squiggly at a time. So there's one squiggly right there. And then this is going to give me sort of a foundation, I hope. A little bit lighter. And then come back in. That's totally the wrong color. Let's go over here. There's another one. And over here, another one. We can do a situation like this. So I'm going to need these two colors, the light brown and the dark brown. So I'll put them both over there. Then I can select them and come back to work. Fill that in, and then make the squigglies like that. Fill this one in somewhat, and squiggles. Right, so if I do that for a while, it's a labor of love, right? A little passion here. Passion of the beard. Passion of the beard. Oh, okay. Passion of the beard. Nope. Yeah. Well, there's too many movies. You know, Passion of the Christ. Yeah. Okay. I do this. Right. So that's what I'll be doing for a while. And I just want to double check now. It looks good. I like it. I think it works. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So while I'm doing this, I'll think more about multiple things. This is Poseidon, god of the sea, and god of horses. So it's another interesting topic. You say, what does he have to do with horses, right? Nobody would ever say Poseidon, like the first thing you ask, what is Poseidon? Nobody would say, oh, I know Poseidon, he's, god of the horses, right? That's not what they do. What they do is they say he's god of the sea. Let's see how he does around the lips. Okay. Alright. Do it like that. What we do is we say he's the god of the sea, and that's pretty much it, right? Unless you do your reading. So for me, obviously, I'm doing all this. I had to do my research. And he is the god of the sea. He's also god of earthquakes and floods. So obviously it has a lot to do with water. I don't know how the earthquakes got in there. Maybe that includes tsunamis. Because I'd imagine in ancient times first you feel an earthquake and then you get a giant flood, right? And you'd say, oh, well, that must be Poseidon. Because first we got an earthquake. Let me fill all this in first. First we had an earthquake, and then shortly after that came a giant flood. That's what we'd call a tsunami now. And so it makes sense, I guess, that he would be also the god of earthquakes. It kind of fit in there. That's how I rationalized it anyway. What did make sense is I kept reading, and then suddenly they threw in horses, right? So he's the god of earthquakes, floods, and droughts, first the ocean, because, well, if you have a drought, there's not enough water. So it's like all these things have to do with water. And you're like, okay, so far so good. And I justified the earthquakes. That kind of makes sense, right? But then all of a sudden they threw in, and also horses. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Why? Why horses too? What does this have to do with horses? Are the horses thirsty? You know, why do the horses need a sea god? I really didn't, get an answer for that. But oh my God, they're still screaming out. You can't stop them. Let me look at this guy's mustache real quick. Kind of the same, kind of, curving a little bit. Until it comes over here. So, but it is what it is with the Greek gods, right? You can't take it away. It is what it is. They have a lot of people, they study the Greek myths and they do their drawings and they're like, well, I think that, Artemis is the moon god and Apollo is the sun god, and everybody knows that. And it's like, yeah, okay, but that's not really Greek mythology necessarily. And I did my research on this. It seems to me, and I'm waiting to be proven wrong, I'm totally happy, I don't care, but it seems to me that it was the Roman adaptations that caused some of that stuff. And a lot of people today, they're just still going with the Roman stuff, which is fine too. I mean, why is that wrong? It's not. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just that when I'm doing specifically Greek mythology, and again, I know there's also some people who are going to say, well, you got to refer to some Roman stuff to do Greek too, because we don't have enough information solely from Greek sources. And again, I know all that, and yet I'm still doing what I do. I'm going with what I do have from the Greek sources, and I believe there's plenty of information for the stuff I'm working on. So that's that. Have at thee. It's totally fine for somebody else to do what they want. I don't care. Or maybe I do care, but I'm not going to argue. Unlike some people. This is one of my big philosophical things, really. Like some people just can't do their own thing. For me, that's a big thing. I don't care if it comes like politics or just whatever. Politics, marriage, society, social issues. My thing is always like, you do you and I do me. And as long as what I'm doing doesn't interfere with you and what you're doing doesn't interfere with me, then we're good, right? And then the moment comes when we are interfering with each other, then that's the moment where we will sit down and have a chat and solve that problem one at a time, per situation. But some people, I'll tell you, they just gotta tell everyone else what to do. And they might have reasons. Like I can appreciate it when you have a reason for it. Like some people have a reason, and like, well, the reason that I care about what your kids do and your family is because your kids are going to go to school with my kids, and it affects everybody. And it's like, okay, well, at least you're being reasonable. But 90% of the time, most people, that's actually not even what they're saying. A lot of people are just nosy and annoying. That's actually what I believe. Most people are just nosy. I mean, the people who bug me on this particular topic. A lot of people, they're just really just annoying. I don't know any other nice way of putting it. Okay. That's a totally different topic anyway. So this is supposed to be like, obviously hair. Maybe doesn't have to be so perfect. It's a little, looks like he's got a cap on or something. Yeah, a little bit like that. He's got some hair flying out here. So the hair is pulled back, and there's probably a bun behind it, like a lot of the Greeks did. They said he usually, in the statue here, he doesn't have any hairpiece on, but he usually does, according to my reading. And again, we're doing ancient Greek, and I always refer to the vases or vases, however you want to pronounce it. There's a piece over here. It's a hard angle. I kind of feel like if he were to look down at us, his nose is kind of funny looking. I don't know. Anyway. See how it looks? Yeah, some choppiness around from that brush I used. That's good. Oh, I still had the jitter on, that's why. So, I mean, but that's good. That's good. That's what we want. We don't want these perfect, like, if I turn off the jitter and start making perfect lines like this, it just looks like a computer did it. So I like that chalky kind of look. You can get a chalky look, a painterly look, just anything but flat digital lines. Like this one here, right? It's just like suddenly you have just a worm on his leg or something. Like, what's the point of that? We don't need that. Whoops, trying to jitter back on. You know, something like that. I'll fix that later. Okay, I think I'm getting indigestion. So I was leaning back, reclined. Oh, God. That's it. Did I flip the canvas? Yeah. That's it for today on this one. I gotta get a glass of water. Video is probably long enough anyway. Alright. So that's it. I'm hoping to get back in action. I got some courses coming up soon. I'm just doing some simple, you know, technical kind of stuff, playing with GIMP. And I don't know if I have anything special to offer on illustration that I haven't done already. I've made enough courses. As to whether or not anyone's watching them or they're selling, well, that's a different thing. But yes and no. Yeah. So, all right. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. If you found this interesting, or if you want to see some more of my content, don't forget to push the likes and the subscribes and stuff like that. And go to my website, bschu.net, and you can find all the goodies there. Lots of stuff. All right. Have a good day. Bye.